Hello everyone, this is Jess coming at you today with another autograph collection. These are the autographs I received in December of 2019. I was not able to do a video due to the holidays, vacation, birthdays, deaths, a lot of things going on in December. But anyway, I collected quite a few, so let's go ahead and get started. First up, I'll show the playbills I received. I got the cast signed playbill for Ain't Too Proud, the Temptation story. Very happy to get that one. And next up, I got a signed playbill for Waitress. And last of the playbills for December, a cast signed photo, or a cast signed playbill for Frozen. Very happy to get those back. And on with the autographs. We've got quite a few of them. First off, we've got the one from the Prime Minister of Canada. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, and I apologize. That's from the Prime Minister of Canada. Next, we've got Mr. Bruce Reitherman. Bruce was in the early days and involved with Disney quite a bit. He played Mowgli. And he also was Christopher Robin in the Winnie the Pooh. And a picture of him as a child with his two characters. And here's one of him and his dad also. Thank you, Mr. Reitman, for that. Next up, this came in after 64 days. It was a two of two request, but actually it was, I got a signed photo from Mr. Henry Buzz Martin. Mr. Martin signed the first photo right here. But he did not sign my second photo. But he did inscribe a index card for me. So I thank you, Mr. Martin, for that. Next up, after 40 days, we received two photos from Mr. Bobby Vinton. Sorry about that. Got out just a little bit for you to see. And here's more current inscribed photo from Mr. Vinton. Thank you, Mr. Vinton. I appreciate it. Always liked his music. Great star. Next up, we've got from 57 days. I've got a 4-4 from golfer Fuzzy Zoeller. Signed my Masters card. And he's also nice enough to sign 3 photos for me. Thank you, Mr. Zoeller. I appreciate it. Great golfer in the day. Next up, I sent a message to his website, and after 48 days, he returned a card for me. This 2-time Fooler on Penn & Teller's Fool Us, Vinny Grasso, the magician. And he also sent a card with it. Sorry this took a long time, so But I appreciate it. It wasn't that long as 48 days. Very happy with it. Thank you, Mr. Grosso. Next up, after 11 days, this was a 3 of 3, and I guess technically it was a 3 of 4, or 4 of 3. She did sign the back of my envelope also. This was Eva Marie Saint. Wonderful actress of the day, known probably best for On the Waterfront. Very nice. I really appreciate Miss Saint. Jen Saint. Next up, after 16 days, I've got a 4 of 3. This one was coming back from Miss Allie McGraw. Allie McGraw, probably best known for Love Story with Ryan O'Neal, and also Convoy with Chris Christopherson. And then she also signed an index card from me. I appreciate it very much, Miss McGraw. Next up, after 35 days, this was a 2 of 4. He signed 2 of my photos, kept 2 other ones, but he sent those back unsigned. I'm sorry. So I did get them back. Maybe I can send them out a little bit later again. But I think he only signs 2 at a time. But this Mr. Bob Newhart inscribed this photo for me from the Bob Newhart Show. And he inscribed this from the movie Down Under. I think that's what it was called. Oh, the Rescuers, I believe. Rescuers. So thank you, Mr. Newhart. Next up, we've got, after 17 days, for 3 of 3. This is Mr. Tim Allen. This is from the film Richer or Poorer, and The Santa Claus, of course. And one of my favorite comedies, I love this thing, Galaxy Quest. So thank you, Mr. Allen. I do appreciate it. I was quite happy to get that back. I'm not positive it's real, but it looks real. Then after 2 days, I've got, after 28 days, it was a 2 of 2 request. It's from Miss Kathleen Hughes. She's probably best known for It Came from Outer Space. So that's a publicity shot from. And then she also sent me a trading card of the same photo. Didn't sign it though. But quite happy with that. Very nice response. I appreciate it, Miss Hughes. So nice to get the vintage actresses. They're just always such a class act. Next up, after 43 days, this was a 3 of 3. And this was coming in from Andra Martin, sorry. She signed this photo, but she actually signed it on the back. This one she signed on the front. Yeah, I sent a copy of the lobby card for The Thing That Couldn't Die. And she ended up signing that one on the back also. So I appreciate it, Miss Martin. Again, nice to get those vintage actresses. I'm a big horror fan anyway, so it's always nice to get those back. This was after 118 days, coming in from Mr. Bobby Labonte. Mr. Labonte signed these 4 trading cards for me, and I do appreciate it. I'm a big fan of racing. I love the older racers like that. I'm going to try to start getting some more of them pretty soon. So thank you, Mr. Labonte. Next up, after 12 days, this was another 4 of 4. I actually told him he could keep a couple of cards, but he signed them and sent them anyway. He signed my Masters collection for 1971 Charles Cody. And then Mr. Cody also signed 3 of the Pro set for me. They're all the same thing. But I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Mr. Cody. Next up, we've got in 13 days, this was 4 of 4 came back. And this is from this is an inscribed photo from Mr. Martin Wall. This photo is from, I think it was called Fernwood the Night. Martin Wall, very funny man. Very funny man. And one from Clue. Thank you, Mr. Mall. I appreciate it very, very much. Next up, after 13 days, or I'm sorry, let's take a look at this one. After 13 days, I was very happy to get this. He actually passed away last month also. So this came in before that. This is Reiner Aubenois. Rest in peace, Mr. Aubenois. Very good actor. Very, very happy to see this come in before. Was very, very sad to hear that he passed away. I did enjoy watching him. So, thank you very much, Mr. Aubenois, and may you rest in peace. Last up, last set here. This came in after 13 days. This was a 5 of 3. Really happy to get these back. This was from Mr. Carl Reiner. It's a great photo of him and Mel Brooks from the 100-Year-Old Man, I believe. And when Mel Brooks and Dick Van Dyke, love this photo. And then he also signed an index card and a second index card. So thank you, Mr. Reiner. I appreciate it. That's all we've got for the end of December of 2019. We'll be coming back with some in 2020. I've got quite a few out already. I'm going to be writing out some more this weekend. So hopefully we'll see some results here pretty soon and get some new videos up. So I appreciate you watching. Hope everybody has a great 2020 in their collecting experiences, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you.